Joining us in our Johannesburg studio now is Owen Nkomo. He's an executive partner at Inkunzi Investments. Owen, lovely to have you on the show. Let's maybe just start off with looking at the global markets, where we're seeing a little bit of hesitation, especially in the US, with regards to waiting for those numbers to come out tomorrow. Bring us to the fore in terms of how this plays out in the South African context.
Well, Nazispo, perhaps firstly, let's just say our condolences out to all the families in Kenya who lost their families, their loved ones, due to this this terrible incident that happened in the morning. We got an artist who loves Africa too much, DJ Black Coffee. He did a song which says, "We are one." Says, "Wake up, Africa. Now is the time for us to, start thinking and putting ourselves ahead." But now, just to think that some of the people that are alleged to have conducted this terrible incident are people from our continent is quite sad. But anyway, someday, hopefully, David will get a solution. But look, in terms of the markets, continuing to extremely be volatile, both in South Africa and globally. The only market that we can say has relatively been stable, especially because it stayed above the 2,000-point mark, is the USA. And I really think that, the US is going to continue to be the leader in terms of where the markets globally go. We're looking out for recovery in Europe because of this quantitative easing that's been plugged into Europe.
Let's come on to the local market, Owen. And Kumba really caught the eye today on a day when a lot of shares hardly traded or didn't move much. Down 6% today, and that was after 4.5% yesterday.
Yes, it was an aggressive decline. I mean, you had the price of iron ore touching a level of 47 bucks, which it hasn't traded in a long time. So you're seeing names like Exxaro, you're seeing Billiton, which are obviously heavily geared to the iron ore production, the iron ore price there. They also had a terrible session. I think Billiton was down probably about 3% and Exxaro close to maybe 4% on the session. So it continues to say if China's not growing, no one is going to touch that iron ore.
But we know that. I mean, why does it keep going down?
Yeah, well, I think it's just more continued loss of confidence, especially with recent indications out of China that despite the quantitative easing or the reduction in their interest rates, the Chinese production numbers are not looking great. It will take time, I think, to filter through.
Is it not too early, though, to begin to talk about the impact of stimulus in China? Because to a large extent, this is still largely a promise. We haven't seen the effect that it's had in the market. Do you think that when stimulus comes on fully fledged and aggressive, as we've seen in the US and potentially other markets, that we might actually begin to see a turnaround in China? Do you think it's going to fix the problem in essence?
Yeah, look, I think that probably China is a bigger giant than we're giving them credit for. They've basically been responsible in the past 10 odd years for all global growth, whether it was Europe or in the USA. But now with China starting to slow down, who knows how much stimulus needs to be plugged into the system to get China to reverse the losses. Quick
comment before we leave the specific shares on the market. Massmart up 3.5%, one of the few shares on strong volumes. I didn't see a SENS announcement. How do you read that?
Look, there's been a big upgrade of the retail stocks, and I think that people are now just buying all the stocks that have been depressed in the past couple of quarters, and Massmart is definitely one of those. I mean, who would have said a company like Foschini Group would trade at 180 a year ago? So big emphasis in the retail stocks.
Big emphasis on the retail stocks. That's where we're going to wrap that market insight for now.